a show of hands, how many of you would go and see a doctor if you fell and hurt your back? Now, by a show of hands, how many of you would go and see a doctor if you were struggling with past trauma? If I could guess, the hands would have went up way more for the physical health. The World Health Organization, also known as WHO, defines health as the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely absence of disease or infirmity. Yet, when we think of health, we tend to prioritize physical well-being at the expense of mental health. That brings me to my point of discussion today, which is the importance of mental health. Today I will be addressing what is mental health, signs of someone who is struggling with mental health, why it is important, and treatment options for those who are struggling. What exactly is mental health, you ask? Per the U.S. Department of Human and Health Services, mental health includes our emotional, physiological, social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. More or less, it controls almost of all of what we do. And that is why it is important that we take care of it, just like we would our physical health. Unlike physical health, it is not always something that we can see. According to Gene Halthis, with Pine Rest Mental Health Services, mental illness affects 19% of adult population, 46% of teenagers, and 13% of children each year. And you can tell that is a lot of people. Some early signs that the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services lets us know the warning signs of people struggling, which is something such as eating or sleeping too much or too little, yelling or fighting with family and friends, hearing voices or believing things that aren't true. However, in most cases, you have no idea when someone is struggling with mental health, and that is why we need to check on our so-called happy friends. Someone could be struggling with something that you have no idea about, and they just don't talk about it. Gene Halthis also reports that only half of those affected receive treatment, often because there's a stigma that comes with mental health. And that stigma meaning the person feels shame or embarrassed of their mental health, or they feel bad admitting that they need help. The reason mental health is so important because of the problems it can cause later down the line. Pine Rest Medical Center states, untreated mental illness can contribute to higher medical expenses, poor performance at school or work, fewer employment opportunities, and increased risk of suicide. As you can see, mental health can lead to many different outcomes, some more dangerous than others. Though there are no cures for mental health, there are some treatment options. According to Mental Health of America, these treatment options include things like medication, therapy, hospitalization, some other activities they may recommend, or things like exercise or art. No matter what you are feeling, there is never a need to feel embarrassed. Speak up on your feelings, and it makes you a strong individual. It is always okay to ask for help. You are not alone. You matter, and you are better off here, and you make someone else's lives better. If you or someone you know is struggling with suicide, please contact the following National Suicide Hotline at 1-800-273-8255 for 24 access to help. Thank you for listening.